Evening, everyone. Hope you're well. I just realised that this is the first time jumping on this that I'd sort of seen that my makeup has slipped up my face. I've had a busy day, but when you've spent a day like on calls and in front of a screen quite a lot, which is great. I've got a lot done, but like your brain, and I haven't noticed that I've probably been rubbing my eyes. So that's where I'm at. So I'm very much looking forward to this evening. It's going to be very slow. And focus on some breath work and just calm the nervous system. Oh, and relax into the mat. So find that comfortable position. Do you know what? Let's start on our backs actually. I've got an idea. So change your plan. Bring your feet to the top of the mat and let's just slowly release the spine all the way down. If you have got your pillow or your bolster, you might want to place it either under your legs or under your lower back or under your head, wherever feels good for you. Or you might just like to lie straight back on the mat to find that grounding with the earth. Now let's begin by opening the knees really nice and wide. If that isn't comfortable for you, by the way, keep the knees bent or just extend the legs down. For now, we just want to focus on that breath. But I like getting into butterfly pose because it just gently opens the hips. Again, you could place cushions underneath the knees if it feels a little bit too strained for you there. But let's place one hand on the chest and one on the belly and just really focus on slowing the body and mind down, breathing in through the nose, big breath into that belly space. Feel the belly rise, really notice the whole body oxygenate. And exhale out nice and slowly. So as we do this with one hand on the chest and one on the belly, you can just really notice where that breath is going and just noticing how much breath we're getting into that belly space. So we're really feeling it inflate. Feel it lift up to the rib cage, all the way up through the chest. Get that big breath in. And slowly exhale it out. And breathe it out through the mouth so we're really noticing that cleansing breath. We spend our whole day just shallow breathing our way through, not really noticing the breath, which is normal. But we need to take that time to just really focus on where we're breathing into and also noticing the difference it makes within your body. Exhaling out any toxins and just also any stress. Just feel it leave your body. One breath at a time. You might find it more comfortable just to bring both hands onto the belly area. And just noticing what it does to the body. So with those big breaths in, as we oxygenate the body and then exhale out slowly, it's that exhale which is calming your whole nervous system down. Changing your whole physiology, one breath at a time. Taking your body out of that busy fight and flight mode, our sympathetic nervous system, which is where everything's fired up and triggered, ready to go. And we're tapping into that parasympathetic nervous system, that relaxation state, which calms and soothes your whole body. So noticing your muscles getting heavier. And heavier. As your body starts to relax. allowing your mind to close down all those mental tabs open in your mind, all those to-do lists, just that busy state, that mental load. Just taking this time to literally sweep it all away, just file it away for now and just focus on this present moment, finding that stillness. Tuning into your body as well, just noticing not just that breath, but how your body's been feeling. Where have you been holding on to any tension? Where it feels tight? Where you've been carrying any pain? What parts of your body do you need to repair and heal? And just really zone into those areas and channel that breath. To relax and soothe your body and mind. Still focusing on those big breaths in and those long exhales out through the mouth. Feeling any tension just start to melt away. Just embracing that stillness. How many points throughout your day do you actually just hold that space for you to be silent and still? Couple more big deep breaths here. And on your next exhale, if your hips are really starting to feel it, you can bring those knees together. Otherwise, hold it there if you can and extend the arms all the way overhead. So a really big stretch, lifting out of that spine. Reaching out of those shoulders. Bring those knees together if you haven't already. And on your next exhale, bring those arms up parallel to each other and bring them all the way down by your side. Exhale. As you inhale, lift the arms up, reach them back overhead. Exhale. Bring them all the way back down by your side. So just gentle release through those shoulders. Inhale, lift and reach overhead. Exhale, bring them back down by your side. Open the palms up towards the sky. And just take a couple of deep breaths here. And now let's open those arms all the way out to the side. So into that T-shaped position. Give your knees a little windshield side to side, releasing that lower back, little massage for the lower back as well. Might feel a satisfying little twist as we bring those knees to center and bring them all the way up to the chest. Squeeze those knees to chest, wrap the arms around the knees And squeeze that forehead up towards the knees, nice and tight like a ball. Big breath in. Exhale, release back down. So keep the knees squeezed into chest. Relax into the mat. Another big breath in, squeezing that forehead all the way up to the knees. Hug it in tight. Exhale, release back down. One more time, squeeze the forehead nice tight like a ball. Exhale, back down, release. Bring your hands onto the knees. And let's draw a big circle. Keep those knees together all the way around. And I've been working a bit on core engagement in the other classes. So again, we're using our core here just to keep those knees together. Try to keep your hands onto the knees as well to guide them around, and just starting to loosen through the hips, back in the other direction, all the way around. Just getting that gentle movement going. This is really good for your digestion as well. If you suffer from hormonal bloat or just general bloating, again, we're really getting into that abdominal area. Bring those knees back to center, open both knees out to the side and draw those knees back together, loosening through those hip joints. So we carry a lot of tension and stress through those joints, especially that emotional tension. Just feel those hips release. Still focusing on that breath, guiding the knees around back to center and back in the other direction. Feel those hips release. Might get a nice little click there. It's just an air pocket. We've not dislocated the hip. At least I hope so. Depends how far around you're going. And bring those knees back to center. Squeeze them in tight again. Let's grab onto those big toes. Open those knees out to the side and the feet up to the sky. So pulling those knees out into that happy baby. Give it a quick rock just to feel it loosen up a little bit. And then we're just going to hold it here for a moment and just focus on that spine rooted into the mat. Gently pulling on those toes and just getting into that hip space. Noticing that breath as you inhale, feeling that belly expand. And as you exhale, gently pulling those toes a little bit closer towards the floor. So just really getting into that hip release. As you exhale, let's gently bring those feet all the way back down to the mat. Release your feet into the floor nice and flat. Open those arms back out to the side again. Palms up to the sky into that T shape. We're going to lift the left knee, cross it over the right. And then we're going to gently pull both knees over to the left-hand side. So drop the knees down, look towards the right fingertips. So we're getting into that spinal twist. So you should feel a really satisfying pull all the way down the back, looking towards those right fingertips. Hold it there. So we're using the weight of that outside left knee, pulling that right side down. Feel that release through the spine, breathing out any tension. Exhale it back to center, nice and gently. Other side, uncross those legs, extend the left leg and lift that right leg up, cross it all the way over the left and over to the other side. Gently pull both knees down to that right side. Take your your eye line over towards that left extended arm. So you should feel it through that lower back as well. All the way through the hips and the spine. It's also a really nice stretch for that ITB band all the way down the outside of that hip, which can get so tight. Exhale, bring it back to center. Release those feet all the way down to the mat. Give it another little rock, side to side. Bring those knees to center. Release the arms all the way down by the side, palms facing up. Let's make sure those feet are shoulder width apart, so you've got that little gap, or hip width apart. It's probably easier to visualize. Root those feet into the floor. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to gently lift the hips all the way from the lower back. So think of it all the way rotating up from the spine. Slowly lift those hips up to the sky. So we're really squeezing the hips up and the glutes, but pushing those heels into the mat. And just hold it here for a moment. Big breath in. Exhale, gently peel down vertebrae by vertebrae. Really take your time. Just feeling that release all the way through the backs and the hips. Relax those hips into the floor. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, let's slowly lift back up. So again, peeling from that lower back first, all the way up. So the weight comes up into those shoulders, squeezing the hip. Keep those knees together so we've got that alignment. Don't let those knees fall out to the side. Nice and controlled. Engage through the core. Squeeze and lift. Hold it there. Big breath in. Exhale, gently peel that spine down all the way from the top down to those hip bones. Relax into the mat. Big breath in. Last time, we're going to slowly lift it up all the way from that lower back. Feel that squeeze. Just getting that little bit of engagement all the way through the core. Again, keep those knees together, really rooting the feet into the mat. Big breath in. Exhale, gently release all the way down and relax those hips into the floor. Big breath in. As you exhale, bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to open those knees back out into that butterfly pose and just see if your hips feel that little bit looser. Hold it here for a few breaths. Now you can reach the arms overhead if you want to feel that lovely lengthening all the way through the spine. Or if you're a little more focused on the hips tonight, you could place your hands on the inside of the inner thighs. Get that a little bit deeper, or just on the hip bones. Wherever feels good. Focusing on that breath. Feeling that belly rise. Exhaling out through the mouth. Just allowing those knees to get that little bit closer to the floor with each breath out. One more deep breath in here. And as you exhale, gently bring those knees all the way back to center. Squeeze the knees back up to the chest and hug the arms all the way around. Squeeze that forehead in, big squeeze. Give the ankles a little roll out while we're here. And release back down. Let's roll the body up. Coming up to that seated position. And we're going to swing all the way around and transfer onto the knees. and drop the hips all the way back into our child's pose. So if you're really focusing on the hips still, let's open those knees nice and wide. Drop the forehead down, release your fingertips, top of the mat, and just sink into the floor. Finding that really deep grounding pose. Again, noticing that breath as you inhale, feeling the spine rise now as you really breathe into that space. With each exhalation, we stretch those fingertips that little bit further. And just hold it here. Again, if you've got your pillow or your bolster, you might want to relax your forehead onto it or turn your head onto the side and just find that really comforting, supportive pose. Child's pose is a really healing pose. It's just, hopefully it feels good for you. I know for some people it doesn't. So if this isn't quite right for you, just find whichever pose you feel really comfortable in. Maybe it's just lying on your back, on your front. But just finding a position to just really melt into the mat. Whilst breathing into that hip space. Again, this is also really good for your abdominal health as well. Pushing those hips to heels with each exhalation, really stretching those fingertips forward. And just taking that time to really decompress. You might want to bring your hands into prayer position above your head. Just relax to it. Using those long exhalations to soothe your nervous system. Notice any tension you're holding onto in those hips, just melt away. One more big deep breath in here. As you exhale, release your hands down to the mat if they aren't already. Just keep reaching those fingertips forward and lift your gaze up to the top of the mat. Slide those fingertips forward so we come all the way into the shoulders, into our puppy pose. So lifting the hips at the same time. If you can, keep your chin on the mat, just feeling that upper body release. That's good. Otherwise, forehead's fine. And then gently transitioning all the way onto those elbows. Lift the upper body, come up onto those forearms into our Sphinx pose, looking up to the sky, big stretch. Inhale. Exhale, release the body all the way down into the mat. Push into the hands, lifting into that all fours position and transitioning all the way into our seated position, but swing those knees round as you prepare to make your way back down onto the mat for our Shavasana. So let's relax the legs into the mat, open the palms up to the sky into that full relaxation pose. Again, if you have got your bolster or your cushion, place it under the knees if that's comfortable, the lower back, or even under your head. Open your palms up to the sky. And just take this time to focus on that breath, noticing that belly rise again. And as you exhale, just feel your spine start to melt into the mat. Allowing your body to fully absorb in this relaxation. And really focusing on those points, those areas within your body that need attention, repair, or healing. Each breath at a time. Welcoming in that relaxation state. As you notice your muscles feel heavier and heavier. Relax your jaw. Allow your mind to go wherever it needs. Just taking this time to be still, to simply let go. You're welcome to remain in your Shavasana for as long as you need. Just simply stay where you are. Or if you would prefer to close off your practice, just gently roll onto your side and come to that seated position on the mat. Take a deep breath in, open the arms above the head, bring the palms together. Inhale, root. Exhale, palms to heart. Namaste. you all. I hope you have a lovely sleep this evening. I will be back Saturday morning at 9. So I hope to see you then.